Hey Capitalgpt family, welcome back to the channel. It's your host Jared Naidu. And if you are new to this channel, well, basically Capitalgpt is where you find everything finance to politics to making money to investing to everything under the sun, including finance. So today we are talking about the big news that's affecting South Africa in this current July going into August, right? So basically, if you're new here and you don't know what the news is, we're basically unpacking how President Donald Trump, has slapped 30% tariff on South Africans' goods heading to the US and could potentially be 40%. How did this happen? Why now? And most importantly, how does this affect you? Let's break it down. On Monday, 7th July, Trump announced a 30% tariff on South Africans importing to the US from 1st August. But that's not all. He also included an extra 10% penalty on BRICS countries, like South Africa, accusing them of being anti-American policies. This means we could be facing a brutal 40% tariff on our exports to the US. So what triggered this? According to Trump, it's retaliation for South Africa's failure to strike a fair trade deal and some bold foreign policy move. Specifically, the US is not happy about South Africa's support for Iran during the recent 12-day conflict. When South Africa's deputy foreign minister signed a condolence book at Iran's embassy, it raised serious red flags in Washington. Adding non-tariff barriers like our BE laws and land expropriation, you get a cocktail of tension that led to these heavy tariffs. Now, here's where it hits home. Key South African industries are on the line. Citrus farming. In 2022, we exported $32 million worth of citrus to the US. Wine. South Africa saves over 20 million rand annually exporting wine to the US. That's a huge number for small producers trying to break into the international market. Automotive. The industry already pays 25% levy. This new tariff would be a knockout blow. Companies like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Toyota may reconsider the asset operations. Mercedes is already hinting to leave. But let's zoom out. What does this mean for the average South African? Mass unemployment. Industries reliant on US exports could consider downsizing or shut down. Slower economic growth. South African economy is barely moving, growing at 0.7%. The population is growing faster at 1.3%. That means people are getting poorer per capita. And these tariffs could chop off another 0.2 to 0.4%. So what's our government doing about it? President Cyril Ramaphosa has responded, but disputes the US data. The US says the trade deficit is 9.1 billion. South Africa argues it's only 1.2 billion. South Africa is avoiding retaliation and focusing on urgent diplomatic talks. Trade Minister Park Tau says there's still hope before the 1st August deadline. At the same time, South Africa wants to diversify, tapping into BRICS, Africa, and the global south for new trade relations. Some are calling this tough love a wake-up call for South Africa. Could it push South Africa to adopt pro-growth policies? Should we review policies like BEE, which some say has been more about distribution than growth? Whatever your stance, this moment might just be the catalyst we need to rebuild a stronger, more resilient economy. Well, that's it for today. Make sure you do your like, you subscribe, comment down below. What do you think this means for us as South Africans? How do you think this tariffs will affect your job, your grocery bill, or even your next bottle of wine, or even your next car, bro? Make sure you do like, you subscribe, comment down below, do the things. Yeah, it's been your boy Jared Naidu at Capitalgpt. Peace.